to the AudioRoad Network. It's time for questions from the AudioRoad with Kevin Rutherford. This show is all about the business of trucking. We're live Monday through Friday, midnight Eastern. Call 646-595-4967.
Your money, your taxes, your truck, and your road to success in the trucking industry.
This is Trucking Business and Beyond, the show that puts the money where it belongs.
Back in your pocket.
Welcome to my world. I'm your host, Kevin Rutherford. The number to join us, 8888 Road Dog. The website is letstruck.com. We are here live. It is Wednesday, April 18th. Pick up the phone and give me a call if you've got a question, a comment, a topic, 8888 Road Dog. Might be able to grab an open line right now if you dial quick. The show is all about the business of trucking. We'll take your calls and answer your questions about trucks, money, fuel mileage, maintenance, tires, taxes, technology, health and fitness on the road, getting started as an owner-operator, finding freight, working with brokers, getting your authority, you name it, we'll talk about it. All you have to do is pick up the phone and call. We're going to get to those calls in just a little bit. So, it is obviously the hot topic in trucking that it's just a great time to be in trucking. So one of the things you want to be looking at is now is the time to really, really get your business down tight. There is going to be a lot of money to be made in the next couple of years. 2018, by all projections, is going to stay strong all year. We might start to see this taper off towards the end of 2019 is what most analysts are saying right now. So this is a good time to make money. It's a good time to really start running your business like a business. I've been teaching trucking for almost 3 decades. It's interesting, though, this trip that I'm on right now, which is almost over, by the way. I should be home Friday morning. I could probably make it home tomorrow. I just don't feel like knocking out a long day of driving tomorrow because I still have some work to do. So I will probably be home Friday morning, Friday afternoon. I've been gone since the first week in February, so about a little over 2.5 months. I've been gone. I've hit many industry events, more than I normally do. So I've been around a lot of different groups in trucking over the last couple months. And I've really been writing a lot of new material, more focused on really solid business principles first, and then applying the trucking knowledge to those business principles. So, it's interesting after 25 years of giving seminars, I'm still learning and getting better. I hope it's better. Which leads me to my point of all this is if you want to take advantage of this, if you want to really learn how to run your business, make lots of profit, grow that business, get your own customers, build a fleet, all kinds of things, there's really only one place in this industry to go do it, and that's at our CMC this September. All this material that I'm writing is all CMC material. This is our 13th year of doing the program, and this will be the biggest rewrite of all of the material I've done in probably 5 years. I think 5 years ago I did a pretty big rewrite. This one's even bigger. A lot of new material, really focused around business, but new material on fuel mileage, on maintenance, a ton of new material on taxes and accounting because of all the changes. So even though the event is 5 full days, I'm wondering where I'm going to fit all this material in. We really cram a ton of material into 5 days, and now this year I have even more. I have to figure out where we're going to put it all. We're also working on a couple of interesting new things. Can't tell you what they are yet because I don't have them nailed down, but you do not want to miss the CMC this year. It's going to be bigger and better than ever. You can sign up right now. Registration is open. We have a payment plan, so it doesn't cost you all that much to get signed up and lock in your spot. If you have any questions and you can get through tonight, we'll certainly answer any questions you have about it tonight. Or you can always check out the website. It's letstruck.com. Or you can call our TribeCare team. I'll give you just a couple seconds to grab something to write with. They can answer all your questions. They can get you signed up. Like I said, we have a payment plan. We make it really easy. We'd love to see you there. It is September 17th. Monday through Friday, it is 5 full days. Although we extend it because we'll certainly be there long before that. So the weekend before the Monday when it starts, we usually have a party out in the parking lot, and we broadcast live. Although, I guess we won't be broadcasting live this year. We're not doing weekend shows. I don't even know what my schedule is going to be. I'm in the middle of renegotiating my contract with Sirius now. Hopefully I'll know something by the end of May because my contract is up on June 1st. So I'll keep you informed. We will broadcast something from the CMC. Who knows? Maybe if I have new afternoon hours, we might do something interesting around that as well. Lots of stuff in the works, lots of stuff planned. We would love to see you there. It's at the Mid-America Center in Council Bluffs, Iowa. Tons of room for parking, lots of great restaurants, all kinds of things to do right around there. Bring your family, make it a vacation, write it all off. It is the event of the year, no question. And like I said, this one, our 13th year, is bigger and better than ever. So the number, 855-800-3835. That's 855-800-3835. All right, I'm going to get to some phone calls before I've got to get to this break. Let's go to Joe. Joe, are you in Georgia or Tennessee?
I'm about 25 miles south of Chattanooga. How you doing tonight, Kevin?
I am doing wonderful. What's on your
mind?
mind?
Can you hear me? Well, I just called to say thank you, first of all. I've never called into a radio show before, so I'm kind of dorked out right now. I've been listening to you for about 3 years now, 3-4 years, and done everything that you've suggested. Bought your program before I bought my own truck and leased it on with one of the 2 largest carriers in the nation, and my business has been successful. I have made more money doing this than I ever have in my entire life, and I'm 45 years old.
Well, fantastic.
So I wanted to say thank you, man. I'm a huge fan, and God bless you. And I have a question too, if you will. I'm sorry.
Oh, shoot, no problem. Thank you for the feedback. I appreciate it, and congratulations on getting your business up and running and making money. What can I answer for you tonight?
Well, like I said, I'm signed on with one of the 2 largest carriers. I don't really want to say their name, but anyway.
That's okay.
I have an opportunity to go over to Landstar. Now, I have kind of a unique situation because my wife and I own and operate a couple 1,000-acre sheep and goat farm where I'm from in Texas. And I found that doing this mileage contract, I spend a lot of time on the road. I'm one of those guys that rolls out for a month, and I try to go home for a week or 2, but it always turns into like a month because springtime roundup fixing fence, fixing this, fixing that. And I met a guy who lives close to me last year who has been with Landstar for like 15, 16 years. And he keeps trying to get me to go over there because he's like, you know, you can make more money, less mileage, yada-yada-yada-yada. So I've been really torn. I have it good with this carrier. They love me. I don't turn down loads. You know, I care about my business. I care about my customers, you know. And so I've been really torn on whether I should stay with this, what he calls a mileage contract, or try to go over there so that it would kind of mesh with my life of being a ranch owner. And I thought, man, I'd really like to ask Kevin Rutherford his thoughts on that. And so I'm very grateful that I got through to you, and I will shut up and let you talk.
Well, you're welcome. There's the music, so that's good timing. I'm going to carry you through the break. I have lots to say, so we're going to do that right around the corner. Stick around. We'll be right back. If you want to join us, keep dialing. Phone lines look pretty full right now. But sometimes they open up. 8888 Road Dog. We'll be right back. Kevin Rutherford.
Are you a driver that wants to take control of your own destiny and have the freedom to make the choices that affect you and your loved ones every day? If the answer is yes,
then Stop Holding the Steering Wheel audio program was designed for you.
in this one-of-a-kind audio program, Kevin Rutherford reveals the secrets to running a successful trucking business, taking the plunge to owner-operator, finding and negotiating for a new truck, and managing money once you earn it. Are you willing to do the hard work? It's time to stop holding the steering wheel and start driving your business. Order your copy today and create the business you've always wanted. Visit our online store at letstruck.com or call our TribeCare team at 855-800-FUEL. That's 855-800-3835.
Hey, AudioRoad listener, what is your profit per mile? How about your cost per mile, or even your bottom line? Stop driving blind and know your numbers. Profit Gauges is absolutely simple bookkeeping specifically for owner-operators. Have instant access to business and tax reports that will help you increase your profits and keep your money in your pocket where it belongs. Sign up for Profit Gauges today and take advantage of our 30-day free trial. Know your numbers and master the journey. Visit our website at letstruck.com or call our TribeCare team at 855-800-FUEL. That's 855-800-3835.
Did you know that 35% of fuel economy can be attributed to your driving habits? Use the Scan Gauge KR to maximize your driving efficiency. The Scan Gauge KR has built-in and programmable digital gauges that allow you to read instant fuel mileage, average fuel economy, and dozens more gauges as you drive. Get to know your truck and learn how you can improve your fuel cost and keep your money in your pocket where it belongs. Drive smarter and master the journey. Get yours today at letstruck.com or call our TribeCare team at 855-800-FUEL. That's 855-800-3835.
As a professional driver, there is no question that fuel is your highest cost. Fuel Gauges tracks each fuel up, provides your 30, 60, and 90-day miles per gallon average, also tracks maintenance and modifications. Best of all, it is completely free to use. There is no excuse not to use your miles per gallon and start improving your fuel economy. Download the Fuel Gauges app today and keep your money in your pocket where it belongs. Let Fuel Gauges help you master the journey. Visit our website at letstruck.com or call TribeCare Team at 855-800-FUEL. That's 855-800-3835.
Welcome back. I'm Kevin Rutherford. The number to join us, 8888 Road Dog. I'm going to go back to Joe. All right, Joe, so there's a couple issues here. One, given your situation, running another large-scale operation, and, you say you go out and then you try to stay home for a couple weeks, turns into a month, and most carriers, once you're out on the road, they kind of want to keep you there, especially in today's market where everybody wants trucks. The one thing you can absolutely count on at Landstar is you have total freedom. You do what you want to do. So it would be much easier for you if you went out on the road for a couple weeks and, you came home and you could pull one trip and just go right back home. Nobody cares. You can do whatever you want. I mean, you dispatch yourself. So the freedom is one of the biggest differences between Landstar and most other carriers. You do your own thing. If you wake up one morning and decide you want to take a run, you just go take one if you want, come home. So that's one issue. And to me, that's an important one, especially because you do have this other big operation that you're running. So that flexibility, I think, would make things a lot better for you. Now, let's talk about the other thing, though, because it's pretty important as well. Most major carriers on a mileage contract today, I mean, you're lucky if you can do $1.30 or $1.35 all miles. It's hard.
Yes.
And, 4 or 5 years ago, that was okay. I mean, it wasn't awful, and if you watched your expenses, you could make money. Yeah, and you still can. The difference now is, though, at Landstar, you could be doing $1.70 or $1.80 a mile without even trying that hard. And $2 a mile is not out of the question. And it looks like we're going to have those strong rates for at least a couple of years. And even when rates weren't that great.
In your show last night, what you were saying set me on fire. So,
yeah.
I was like, man, I need to call in. Sorry.
I think I have been, over the last 20 years, I have been the last guy to ever try to convince somebody to leave their carrier. I'm not, the one that thinks the grass is always greener. I've always said stay right where you are until you're running your business as good as it can get. And then if you want to go find another opportunity, go ahead. Too many people in this industry, it's why we have such a huge turnover rate, is they just think it's going to be better somewhere else. But this is one of those cases where...
And I see that big time.
Yeah. This is one of those cases where it really is better somewhere else.
Cool.
I think
can you still hear me?
I can. I think it might be time for you.
Okay. Well, I've heard, and one more question, if you will. I'm not going to take up too much time. As far as Landstar is concerned, I've heard either really good or really bad. And from what my buddy's telling me, I'm one of those kind of people that can think outside the box, and it would be right up my alley. So I guess calling you and hearing what you just said kind of made my mind up.
Yeah, most people that are at Landstar are like your friend. They've been there 10, 15, 20 years. They have a very low turnover rate in an industry that has extremely high turnover. I don't know if this statistic is still correct or not. I'm going to update this, but the last time I asked them, they only hire like 3 or 4 out of every 100 applications they get.
Wow.
Yeah, it's in most other carriers, if you can fog a mirror today, they'll hire you.
Sure, yeah, and I've been with this current carrier. I've actually only had my commercial driver's license now for 6 years, and kind of got ahead of myself with getting the truck and everything, but a situation developed to where it just kind of needed to be that way because I live so remote. And I'm like, man, the stars just seem to line up with me doing this from now on, as long as I, can profit and make a good living. So,
There you
Well,
go.
cool. Well, thank you very much, Kevin. And man, thank you so much for taking my call and being here. And thank you for being a good American. And I look forward to meeting you here at some point in time in the next year when I have some time. Let me turn my CB down. Sorry.
Oh, no problem. Well, there you go. Thanks for the call. And we'd love to see you at the CMC this year. I know running a big ranch and trucking, that's a lot, no question. But take a break for a week and come down and hang out with us at the CMC. Let's head off to Ohio. Jim, welcome to the program.
Hi, Kevin. Thanks for taking my call.
You're welcome.
I had a quick question on the number 1 and number 2 diesel fuels. So the research I've found, number 2 diesel's got a little better lubricity and it has a higher cetane value, which sometimes it'll give you better fuel mileage from my understanding, and it's usually cheaper. But my question is, I've got a 2018 DD13, and does that number 2 diesel, is that harder on the DAF system or your emissions, or will it plug it up faster? Or because that's kind of what
how often do you have the opportunity to get anything other than number 2?
Well, my company fuel card is all just, the main truck stops, and then I pay out of pocket if I want number 2, and a lot of times it'll be 30 cents a gallon cheaper is why I'm asking, so that's kind of like I could use a lot of number 2 if I wanted to. I'm just wondering if it's bad for the truck.
Well, I haven't seen any research on this. We know that number 2, not only does it have more cetane is not even the really big issue. It has more energy density. So you do get better fuel economy with number 2. There are more BTUs. So there's more energy in a gallon. In fact, it's one of the most energy-dense fuels we have. That's why it's used worldwide, because it's got a lot of energy in a gallon. When you go to the lighter, thinner fuels, then you're not getting as much energy density in there. But it would seem like it is possible, because number 2 is a heavier fuel, that it could potentially clog the DPF sooner, but that wouldn't be an issue for me.
Okay. And then the other real quick same topic, basically, on the DPF, have you heard much about just taking it out and blowing it out every 25,000 miles on your own and then putting it back in? Have you heard whether that's worthwhile or whether it causes problems or not? Or
I can't imagine that would work at all.
Okay. Well, there's videos on YouTube I've seen that say, but how it is. I'd like to have an expert's opinion before I try to do anything like that.
Yeah, I've never really thought about that. It doesn't, it's a more complicated process than just blowing it out. That there's a lot going on in there. I think your best bet is keeping the engine tuned and running properly. Testing the charger cooler, keeping the overhead set properly, making sure you've got good airflow with something like a fleet air filter, keeping the truck in good optimal condition, and pulling oil samples on a regular basis so we catch things early, and doing that emission systems maintenance every 250,000 miles that Pittsburgh Power developed. I think if you do all those things, you're not going to have a problem. I think we saw so many problems with these because we didn't know how to maintain them. Most companies still don't. Most shops still don't know how to maintain or service these systems, but we're getting better. And I think if you do all the right things, you're really not going to see a lot of problems.
Okay, well, thanks for your info, Kevin. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thanks for the call. I'm looking at the clock. Looks like I'm going to take us into another break. And when we come back, we're going to get to more of your calls and questions. You might be able to grab an open line. The board's kind of full, but I think we could fit one more if you dial right now. We'll be able to get you in during the break. I want to keep reminding you, CMC is coming. I know it's September, but September is going to be here before you know it. We are in a crazy time in trucking. Things are changing. Technology is changing rapidly. So much about trucking right now is changing. And because of that, this was a really good year for me to do a major rewrite on all of the CMC material. So even if you've been the last couple of years, it is bigger and better, and I have lots and lots of new material this year. We'll have some other new things happening as well. I can't tell you exactly what they are yet because we don't have them locked down, but you can get your spot locked down. Go to the website, letstruck.com, look under the events tab, or call our TribeCare team, 855-800-3835. We'll be right back. I'm Kevin Rutherford.
Hey, AudioRoad listener, what is your profit per mile? How about your cost per mile, or even your bottom line? Stop driving blind and know your numbers. Profit Gauges is absolutely simple bookkeeping specifically for owner-operators. Have instant access to business and tax reports that will help you increase your profits and keep your money in your pocket where it belongs. Sign up for Profit Gauges today and take advantage of our 30-day free trial. Know your numbers and master the journey. Visit our website at letstruck.com or call our TribeCare team at 855-800-FUEL. That's 855-800-3835.
Did you know that 35% of fuel economy can be attributed to your driving habits? Use the Scan Gauge KR to maximize your driving efficiency. The Scan Gauge KR has built-in and programmable digital gauges that allow you to read instant fuel mileage, average fuel economy, and dozens more gauges as you drive. Get to know your truck and learn how you can improve your fuel cost and keep your money in your pocket where it belongs. Drive smarter and master the journey. Get yours today at letstruck.com or call our TribeCare team at 855-800-FUEL. That's 855-800-3835.
As a professional driver, there is no question that fuel is your highest cost. Fuel Gauges tracks each fuel up, provides your 30, 60, and 90-day miles per gallon average, also tracks maintenance and modifications. Best of all, it is completely free to use. There is no excuse not to use your miles per gallon and start improving your fuel economy. Download the Fuel Gauges app today and keep your money in your pocket where it belongs. Let Fuel Gauges help you master the journey. Visit our website at letstruck.com or call TribeCare Team at 855-800-FUEL. That's 855-800-3835.
Are you a driver that wants to take control of your own destiny and have the freedom to make the choices that affect you and your loved ones every day? If the answer is yes,
Then Stop Holding the Steering Wheel audio program was designed for you.
in this one-of-a-kind audio program, Kevin Rutherford reveals the secrets to running a successful trucking business, taking the plunge to owner-operator, finding and negotiating for a new truck, and managing money once you earn it. Are you willing to do the hard work? It's time to stop holding the steering wheel and start driving your business. Order your copy today and create the business you've always wanted. Visit our online store at letstruck.com or call our TribeCare team at 855-800-FUEL. That's 855-800-3835.
Hey, have you heard? We have an app to make listening to our shows easier than ever. It's free, it's simple, it does one thing, and it does it really well. Download the app, open it, and listen to our shows. The Power Hour, Questions from the Road, Destination Health, and more. Listen live, listen anytime, and never miss a show again. To find it, search your app store for AudioRoad. One word, that's AudioRoad. It's one more way we help you master the journey. Welcome back. I'm Kevin Rutherford. The number to join us, 8888 Road Dog. I'm going to get right back to the phone calls. We're off to Maine this time. Mike, welcome to the program.
Good evening, sir.
What can I help you with tonight?
Can you hear me? I've got an older truck, and I've had it for 16 years. It's got about 2 million miles on it. My transmission's finally beginning to make a little noise, mainly in the gear shift lever. And I've been debating what the heck to put in for a transmission. I put a 5 and 4 in it, but that's obsolete and ridiculous. And I've been thinking about putting a 15 in because I do a lot of docking. And I got 285 gears in it, and it backs up a little bit too fast. And I just wondering your thoughts on changing it over, or I can use that deep reduction to back in.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea. I've always liked the tall gears like the 285s, 279s, 264s. Now we're even, on these newer trucks, we're looking at 250s and 237s. Really, really tall gears. So we do need that lower gear in the transmission, a lower first and a lower reverse, to make that a little easier. So, yeah, if you're in the market and you can find one of those, there's not a lot of them. There are a couple 18 speeds that also have a pretty low gear. You got to search for those as well. But I think you're on the right track. I think that's what you want to look for in this case, is a transmission with that low gear and that low reverse.
No, this 10-speed has worked fine for what I've done in the past, but in the last 9 months, I've been working for a grocery distributor, and I'm docking about 5-6 times a day, and I was just trying to slow it down so that I can back in better.
Right.
But I pulled 120,000 pounds with this truck, and that 10-speed's been always done me fine. But like I say, 2 million miles, she's starting to make a little noise. It's about time to replace it.
Yeah, I think you've gotten your money out of that one, and since it is time to replace it, I think you're thinking along the right lines. Having that low gear and that low reverse is kind of nice.
Yeah, I could put it in deep reduction and walk faster backwards, and this thing will go.
Yeah,
and that'd make a big difference.
Yep. Yeah, I think you're on the right track.
Well, I appreciate your thoughts. I talked to a few guys, and they said, they're obsolete. I know they're hard to find because I've been looking for one, but they said it was ridiculous. About like my idea of putting a 5 and 4 in here, but
I don't think there's anything ridiculous. Yeah, you're welcome about looking for the right transmission. They're not obsolete. They're not all that common, I get that, but you can find them. And like I said, if for some reason you don't find the 15, there are some other transmissions out there with those lower gears. You've just got to get model numbers and do some searching, but I think it's worth it. And it's not like your truck's broke down waiting for the transmission. This one's still running. It's just making a little noise. So you've got time, and I would take your time and find the transmission you want. Let's go to Tennessee. Tim, welcome to the program.
Good evening, Kevin. I want to ask you about the KR trailer.
Yes.
Is it? Are you still endorsing it? Okay?
Yeah.
Any updates I need to know about? Is it?
Let me kind of tell you where we are on that program. We started that program. And then right after we started it with Conway, then XPO bought the company out, so there was a major change. And then the guy that we worked with at the manufacturer retired. So we're not really active with that anymore. That's why you don't hear me really talk about it a lot or market it. But as far as I know, they will still build that trailer for you. We still have ours down there in their lot. We do get a lot of requests. We send people down their way. And really, there isn't any new technology to add to that trailer, really. A couple pieces from Smart Truck that could be added, like the, I just drew a blank on what they call their front piece now. That could be added. But other than that, That is still a very high-tech trailer.
Okay. Well, I do have specs on it. Actually, I sent an email to Let's Truck, and they told me to call you. He changed some things. He did. There are some changes that they put. I think he put Goodyear tires on it too instead of the Michelin's.
Yeah, that
a few other things. It looked like it may have changed up.
And that's kind of a big deal to me. And that, like I said, the company changed. The guy we were working with retired. They were never a Michelin tire dealer. That manufacturer, the company that builds the trailer, they didn't have a contract with Michelin. So when we designed the trailer, we used our connections at Michelin to get the tires to put on those trailers. That may be why they've switched to Goodyear, because they didn't have that contract. But, the Michelin tires are a big part of that design.
That's right. Yeah, I understand that. Do they have the 2-inch outset on those rims?
No, we were using 0 outsets on those.
0. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's I wasn't sure about that. I don't think I saw that. There was something else. I'm trying to think of what else he changed. There is something else he changed on it. Actually, I don't think it has the. Didn't yours have the automatic air inflator?
It did. Yeah.
I think he took that off. I think that's another one, but I'll have to check. Like I say, I emailed the new specs that he sent me, and of course they're not giving the trailers away either. They quit doing that.
Oh, you mean price-wise?
Yeah. Yes, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
Anyway, also okay. Well, that's all. I did want to know that if there was, because he did say they did make some changes, and I wanted to say, well, we could talk to the man and ask him if the man made the changes.
No, I didn't make any.
He's being the man.
Yeah, I didn't make any changes. I mean, we had that trailer dialed in exactly the way we wanted it. Like I said, when the company went through all their changes and, our contact retired, then the program started to kind of fall apart on us. And, my guess is there's another change. Our original signature trailer also had a very special set of Road King shocks on it.
I'm not sure about that.
Yeah,
but you say there is one down in there on the lot? That was the original? The original?
Yeah, the first one built. The original trailer we built that we take to all of our shows.
Oh, okay. All right. Are you still? Do you still do that?
Well, the only show we take it to now is our CMC, so we'll have it in September.
Okay, but it is still in Searcy.
Yep, it is.
All right. Well, I was thinking I'm not that far from there, so about 3-hour drive. So I might drive over and take a stare.
Yeah.
But I was wanting to check about the specs on it and see if it was. Definitely want to do it by what you laid out because there was a reason for it. And I appreciate your time, Kevin. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome. Thanks for the call. Let's see. I think I'm going to start another call here so we can get more in tonight. I'll have to carry it through the break. Tom in Minnesota, it's your turn.
Yeah, Kevin, I got a question for you on fuel tax. I'm not subject to IFTA. Can I still deduct the fuel tax on my Schedule C?
So you are not subject to IFTA because of weight? Is that why? Are you under the weight limit?
Correct.
Okay.
Under 26,000.
Yes, you still absolutely get to deduct the fuel tax you pay. And you don't separate it out either. So you don't have to show like fuel was this much and the tax was this much. When you stop and you get fuel and it was $250 worth of fuel, that's fuel and tax, you just write it off as $250 worth of fuel.
Okay. But I don't use fuel as a deduction because I use mileage. Does that sound correct? Since I don't.
Yes and no. Have
Use
you
the mileage deduction?
Yeah. Have you ever run the numbers on your real cost to see if it's higher or not?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. It's much better for miles.
Okay. Hold that thought. I'm going to get to a break. I'm going to come right back. And there's a couple more things I want to talk to you on that. So stick around. We'll be right back. We'll get to more of your calls and questions right after this. I'm Kevin Rutherford.
Join us for the 2018 CMC Live Seminar, the biggest, baddest educational event dedicated to the trucking industry. This event takes place September 17th through the 21st at the Mid-America Center in Council Bluffs, Iowa. This 5-day seminar focuses solely on the unique challenges and opportunities that truck drivers face every day, not only on the job, but in all facets of life. Learn from the industry's top leaders, network with fellow drivers, and start running more effective and profitable businesses. Spots are filling up fast. Don't miss this opportunity to take action on your business, your life, and your future. Together, we can help you master the journey. Register online at letstruck.com or call our TribeCare team at 855-800-FUEL with any questions. That's 855-800-3835.
Hey, AudioRoad listener, what is your profit per mile? How about your cost per mile, or even your bottom line? Stop driving blind and know your numbers. Profit Gauges is absolutely simple bookkeeping specifically for owner-operators. Habits and access to business and tax reports that will help you increase your profits and keep your money in your pocket where it belongs. Sign up for Profit Gauges today and take advantage of our 30-day free trial. Know your numbers and master the journey. Visit our website at letstruck.com or call our TribeCare team at 855-800-FUEL. That's 855-800-3835.
Did you know that 35% of fuel economy can be attributed to your driving habits? Use the Scan Gauge KR to maximize your driving efficiency. The Scan Gauge KR has built-in and programmable digital gauges that allow you to read instant fuel mileage, average fuel economy, and dozens more gauges as you drive. Get to know your truck and learn how you can improve your fuel cost and keep your money in your pocket where it belongs. Drive smarter and master the journey. Get yours today at letstruck.com or call our TribeCare team at 855-800-FUEL. That's 855-800-3835.
As a professional driver, there is no question that fuel is your highest cost. Fuel Gauges tracks each fuel up, provides your 30, 60, and 90-day miles per gallon average, also tracks maintenance and modifications. Best of all, it is completely free to use. There is no excuse not to use your miles per gallon and start improving your fuel economy. Download the Fuel Gauges app today and keep your money in your pocket where it belongs. Let Fuel Gauges help you master the journey. Visit our website at letstruck.com or call TribeCare Team at 855-800-FUEL. That's 855-800-3835.
Welcome back. I'm Kevin Rutherford. The number to join us. Well, you know what? Never mind the number. We're down to the final segment. I've got calls. I'm going to get back to them. I was talking with Tom in Minnesota. So, Tom, if you're taking the the mileage deduction, then you would not be able to deduct fuel tax. Fuel tax is one of the things that's considered.
Oh, you wouldn't? Okay.
Now, it's one of the things that's considered part of that mileage allowance. There are a couple exceptions. I believe tolls and parking are two exceptions to...
Yeah, tolls I do.
Yeah, tolls and any time you would have to pay for parking, that isn't part of the mileage allowance. But fuel tax, the cost of fuel and the cost of the fuel tax is part of that mileage allowance.
Okay, that's what I wasn't sure of.
Yep.
Okay. One other quick comment on the keto.
Sure.
A great snack when you're in the chip aisle, pork rinds.
Oh, yeah.
Original plain pork rinds with guacamole. That's good stuff.
I have done that before because I love guacamole, and pork rinds are a great way to get guacamole to your mouth. I even have a company that makes really high quality. The pigs are all pasture raised, and they use they render the pig fat itself from the healthy pigs to make the pork rinds. Good tip. That's one of my favorites.
What company is that, or what brand is that?
I can picture the bag in my head right now, and I think it's got some sort of number like 50/50 or 50/25, or I'm just drawing a blank on it right now. Like I said, I can. 40.
Checking on it.
4505 chicharrones.
4505.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
sounds good. I'll check it out.
They get all of their pork from very small farms, pasture-raised animals. So really good stuff. What we thought of as junk food turns out to be health food if you know what you're doing. Let's head north of the border. We're off to British Columbia. Graham, welcome to the program.
Hey, how are you doing, Kevin?
Good. What's on your mind?
So I missed last night's show, but on Monday you had a guy call in, take a used truck there for a test drive, and it was blowing white smoke. Were you able to figure that
out? We didn't really figure it out. His question, the dealer told him it was from sitting, and they all do that when they sit, and my thought was that it makes no sense whatsoever, and I talked... Yeah, well, that's what I said, and I wasn't sure. Well, I said it doesn't make logical sense. But when we did the Power Hour this week, I talked to the guys at Pittsburgh Power, and they said absolutely not. So,
yeah. Well, I'll tell you what mine did. So it was doing the exact same thing, and it was, it's funny, as you said, 500,000 miles. Mine did it at 750,000 kilometers. So all of a sudden, it would blow white smoke, and then it would go away. So I talked to Peterbilt at the time, and they said it's one of two things. They said it's either severe temperature change, which can cause moisture in there to do that, or it's throwing fuel in there, and when it's trying to do a rolling regen, it's actually not getting hot enough inside of there, not burning the fuel, which causes the white smoke. So they had to replace the whole DEC system and the whole that whole system underneath there. They had to replace it all. So I would tell them to keep looking for more trucks.
That was my advice to them, is that when we run into a problem like that and you're looking at used trucks, there are so many trucks on the market. Just skip it. Just move on. Don't try to solve the problem. It's not your truck. Just move on. So, right. It's interesting, though, because when I talked to John at Pittsburgh Power, he said the same thing. He said one of the most common reasons you'll see for this is that doser valve putting too much fuel in, and the DPF not being hot enough to burn it all out.
Right. Cool. So I have two other quick questions if you have time. One about the scan gauge. So I have a brand new Kenworth. Will it if I buy it, does it just plug right in, or is there adapters for each different truck, or how does it work?
No, it plugs right in. Just plugs right into the diagnostic port.
Plugs right in.
Yep.
So the new trucks, how they have the fuel economy, the reader, is it a lot more accurate than
Here's what we found.
The truck comes with?
Yeah, and here's why. Trucks have had, we were able to get, fuel mileage readouts on trucks over a decade ago. It was usually an option, but I put it on a couple of the new trucks I bought, and it was completely worthless.
Yeah.
Absolutely worthless. I couldn't even use it.
Oh, okay.
Because it would change so fast.
Yeah.
I've used them in cars where,
right.
I mean, you can really make a difference on your fuel economy in a car if you pay attention to that thing. So I was excited to get my first one in the truck. Right. Completely worthless. So I just gave up on them. Well, the company that made the original scan gauge made them for cars. Then they made one for RVs. Well, the one for RVs has the same diagnostic port as a truck. So I went and bought one that was made for an RV, and I plugged it in, and I found out it had the exact same problem. It just changed too fast, and you couldn't react. But I started thinking, and I called the manufacturer, and I talked to the guy who created the thing, and I said, look, I have an idea. I said, the problem with semi-trucks is they're so heavy that if you hit a little bit of a grade, you go from 7 miles to the gallon to 1.5 miles per gallon in about 2 seconds. That's how fast it happens. And I said, I can't react to this. I said, so can we slow this down? And he said, that's a great idea. Let's start working on it. So he wrote some code, sent me a scan gauge, a test. I went out and drove around with it. I said, well, it's better, but let's try this. And we worked on it for several months over, many different versions. What we ultimately came up with is instead of reading that fuel economy every second, like every other device does, we created a rolling 7-second average. And that rolling 7-second average slows down that change enough that you can actually adjust your driving and see what happens.
Oh, cool. There you go. Okay, well, that's what I'll get next. So my last point, your course, I couldn't get through last time. I wanted to join, but I couldn't get an answer. So the night or days that you teach it is on Monday. So what happens? So I can't be in front of a computer at that time. So how does it work if I miss the actual class that you teach? Am I able to get it later in that day, or am I able to watch it later in the week? How does it work?
Yeah, so what we do is every Monday when I do the live webinar, they're about an hour and a half long. There are a lot of questions that get asked. I cover a lot of material. We record every live webinar, and then it becomes part of the online course. So you can go back and watch every webinar. You don't ever have to be on a live webinar. The only thing you might kind of be missing out on is to be able to ask your own specific question. But you can do that in the Facebook group, because we do that in the Facebook group as well. And what you find is that, especially this class, we have 140 people in there. I get a lot of questions. So the odds are any question you would have, somebody's going to ask anyway.
Right. Okay, right on. That's awesome. Thanks for your help. Oh, do you have a website, or where do you go to get rolling resistance? Where do you get? Do you have a website that you can give out, or?
Yeah, Google Michelin truck tires, and the link that comes up, I think you might even see, depending on your browser. Sometimes you get multiple links. No, actually looks like they changed it. You're going to look for something on the Michelin truck tire site called Tools, I think. And then you'll see a fuel mileage calculator or a fuel savings calculator, and that'll do the rolling resistance for you. There is another site you can go to. It's AmericaMovesByTruck.com. truck.com.
Okay.
Now,
yeah, because I used to, before in the Michelin site, it was really easy to do. And then I've checked it recently, and it wasn't so much where I could just put all the different tires I was interested in and it tell me.
Right.
Because it was different.
Right. Now the way it works is it compares one tire to another. So they have changed theirs.
Yeah, and I don't.
Right. If you want to go back to that simpler view, go to americamovesbytruck.com.
Okay. Thanks a lot, Kevin. I appreciate everything.
You're welcome. And that website, by the way, pulls the information from Michelin's site. So it's the same accurate information as Michelin. It's just presented in a little simpler view. All right, I'm all out of time. We'll see you tomorrow night. I'm Kevin Rutherford.